just the phrase "Suicide City" was like, whoa, that was so heavy, you know.
One of the lines in there, Angry, is a university diploma don't mean that you've got brains. Could you elaborate on that, please?
Well, some of the smartest people in the world have never been to uni and never will go.
No. You can't educate the smart ones.
Well, you know, the thing about it is being smart and being intelligent, two different things.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I had the choice, if I had to be only be one. I try to cultivate within myself both. I want to be smart and I want to be intelligent.
Okay.
And yeah, university diploma is a thing it's you can attain that by just being intellectually, you know, quick or smart, you know, like have a good memory. But it doesn't make you a good human being.
No.
And it certainly doesn't make you a better than someone who hasn't been, you know, or doesn't have a diploma. So some of the most educated people still in our society make some of the worst fucking mistakes.
We're back in Canberra again.
Yeah, well, we could be, yes.
Okay. One of your monikers, Angry, stay young, grow strong.
Yeah.
Could you explain that to us, please?
Well, stay young and grow strong is something that people need to understand. That it's like when in therapy when they say, okay, we've got to go back and visit the damaged child. You see, in the real sense, you don't ever stop being a child. What you stop being is childlike.
Yeah.
You lose that wonderful sense of wonderment, of amazement. And you have it educated or you give it up too freely in exchange for something else. So my advice is to stay young. And stay young in your heart, in your soul, where it really matters. Because the body's going to age. You know, it breaks up, it gets fat, it gets skinny, you know, whatever. But to stay young, to grow strong is to grow strong in development, in how you're, in your soulness, in the way that you develop as a person. So it's advice. People say, oh, well, you know, I'm 45, usually chicks. I'm 45, you know, I wish I could stay. I said, well, it's a state of mind. I mean, obviously, you know. And then you make a little gag about it being Zen or something. But, you know, it's like, it's just something that I feel very, very strongly that if people can stay in touch with a few fundamental truths, they're not going to have an easy time, but they'll have a good time.
Which is what life's all about.
With life, yeah.
Okay. Just lastly, a bit of word association. If I can mention some words, just your thoughts on a few of these subjects. Family.
Family's everything. It's not so much the good and the bad. It's just, you know, that's the way it is, and that's, you know, you kind of the things that I've learnt about family, for family, because of family, and the most invaluable things that I have. So family's everything.
Yeah, everything. What about evil?
Well, you know, there is evil done. Unfortunately, there are people who take the easy way out. Unfortunately, there's always going to be people who step away from the light, so to speak, and it's a way of just, I suppose in a sense, okay, certain things happen to kids. Me, I was one of them, that shouldn't happen to kids. But I remember a headmistress saying once at a school, and I'd just spoken to a 11 and 12 young ladies college. They picked me. They told me the school committee got together and they picked me. And the principal was a little bit shaken by the choice, I suppose. And I remember she said after I'd spoken, I spoke for about an hour and 15, 20 minutes, about my life. And she said, you know, she got up and she sort of was trying to say the right thing. And she said, well, it's very clear, she said, young ladies, that Mr. Anderson's made you know, something of his life, and in spite of all, you know, because I'd mentioned my addiction to alcohol and drugs and bad behaviour and all this kind of stuff, and what happened to me as a kid. She said, in spite of all these things, Mr. Henderson's gone on to lead a meaningful life, you know. And I thought, it's not in spite of all that stuff. It's because of all that stuff, you know. Because you turn out to be who you are because of what happened, not in spite of it.
Your product.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't correct her, I might add, in front of all those girls.
Okay. Next thought, the word Aussie.
Aussie. Well, it's like a lot of things. It's overused, it's overworked. I think it's like fantastic. I mean, I don't know when fantastic became overworked and overused, but fantastic doesn't mean good. A volcano is fantastic. An earthquake is fantastic. It's something that's above and beyond fantastic, you know. So, but we adopted it as a word that meant something good. You know, wow, that was fantastic. I think Aussies. The other thing too is that, and I've been telling audiences this for years, but being Aussie to me is kind of like, well, same sort of thing as family. It's everything. I love being Australian. I love being an Aussie. I don't want anyone telling me what it is. And I'll give my opinions on what I think it is if I'm asked. Or in a lot of cases, particularly with audiences, they don't ask me. I just tell them. But
What do you tell them?
well, you know, I think, you know, like it's like I say, you know, if the audience are being well behaved at the end of a gig, I'll say, thanks for being nothing more than just decent human beings.
Yeah.
And I thank them for that, because I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
That they've conducted themselves like decent human beings. And it means they haven't hurt one another, or they've used the moment, the magic, for all the right reasons. You know, there's no idiot that's, you know, shoved a glass in someone else's face, or, you know, punched a guy from behind because he was chatting to a chick, or what, you know, stupid things that stupid people do. And some of the behaviour, and I got to say that the press have got a lot to do with it as well, because it's real cool to Aussie bash in Australia. And it's, you know, it's like the bullshit rave about, we're the most intolerant race of people in the world, and we're more racist than anybody else. That means you haven't travelled. You know, we're not. You know, and I'm sick of fucking people telling me that we are. You know, and I don't like the way that all of a sudden you got to be apologetic about being Aussie. You know, we've got nothing about. There's some of us that are dills. You know, just arseholes and dills. But hey, that's their burden.